Let's talk about lead scoring. There are lead scoring rules in Zoho CRM. I'm going to show you how to use them. And, the reason why you would want to use them is so that you can prioritize your follow-ups. In the case of leads, you can also create lead scoring or scoring rules for other modules like accounts, contacts, deals, and so on. But in this video, we're going to concentrate specifically on lead scoring. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, we're going to head on over to the CRM. Under settings and automation, you will see scoring rules. This is where you're going to create your rules. We're going to create one for the leads module. I'm going to call it demo lead scoring. And it is going to be for the leads module, and we have just one layout in this case. All right. Now, this is where you're going to create the rules. All right. You can create rules for different things. You can add criteria that can look at fields and create rules around that. For example, let's just say the lead status isn't not contacted, junk, or lost, or not qualified. All right. We want to add 10 points for that. Okay. You can add as much criteria as you need. It can also be for, let's see if we have city, a specific city. If a city is Dallas, you may want to add extra 5 points for that. Whatever the case is. You can also add scores or points for emails that have been received or responded to, and then for every email opened, clicked. As you can see, it's giving us the option to change this number or make this an addition or subtraction. And then if it's bounced, it's going to subtract. Okay. Calls, if missed, if someone completes a survey. Let's do email campaigns. So there's a difference between the email section and the email campaign section. This is connected to Zoho campaigns. So if there are campaigns that have been sent out from Zoho campaigns and or Zoho marketing automation, then those would be captured here. If it's an email that's sent from the CRM, then those would be captured here. All right. So email opened, email clicked. If it hard bounce, it's going to subtract 10. If it's soft bounce, let's do 5. If you are also connected to Facebook, meaning that you have your Facebook account associated, then you can add points for comments or if they like posts. So let's do that. If you have documents that need to be signed and you'd like to add points for that, you can do that. Now, I am going to go ahead and create this rule, but we're going to come back and discuss this option too here in just a moment. It will give you the option to update existing records. Normally you do want to do this. If you're putting some rules in place to add scores, you want it to happen for all of the records that meet the criteria. It will tell us here that it will notify us once it's completed. And then when it is completed, it tells you how many. So there are 25 leads that were updated in the system after we made the scoring rule. Let's head over to the leads module and see if we can find any that do have lead scores. Let's go for this one. You will see the scores in a little section called scoring rules. If you were to have multiple rules or scoring rules, they would be listed here. We only have one, which is demo lead scoring, so that's all we see here. It's going to tell you how many points you have in each of these categories. Okay. Now, I wanted to provide some clarification around the difference between just a regular positive and negative, and then positive touch point, negative touch point. Now, it's my understanding that the touch points are going to represent the total number of interactions that a lead has had with your company across all the channels. So email, phone, website, social media. The regular lead score is assigned based on the engagement from marketing campaigns, website visits, email opens, etc. Now, they can be the same. Like in this case, this number is 40 in both cases. If you want reporting to come from this, then we're going to go back to the lead scoring section, and I'm going to show you what you would need to do. All right, so one thing you will have to understand is that this information here does not or isn't available as an option in Zoho Analytics. If I were to go to Zoho Analytics now, this is the tool that I use for most of our clients to create reporting and analytics. Well, you have to connect your data source, which we have a data source for the CRM. But when you go to look at the options of the fields and the data that you can pull into analytics, you will not see anything around scoring. So right now I am on the leads module, and as I scroll through all of the options, there's nothing for the scoring rules, right? For the lead scoring. So what that means is we want to go back to our scoring rule, and we want the system to create fields or allow us to create fields for the scores so that we can pull those into Zoho Analytics. The reason why I want to do that is because I want to report. I want to create a report that will show us, the scores for each person or each company or each lead rather. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to go with the touch point score in the score. So we're going to say create a field called touch point total, and then also create a field called total score. We're going to update the old records, give it a moment, and it's done. Okay, it didn't have many updates. This isn't a demo site with no data. But what this means is when we go to the lead now, we will have a field called touchpoint total and then another called total score. Now you can go in and you can rearrange this to, put them in a different section or put them together, just wherever you'd like for them to exist, you can make that change. But for this example, I'm just going to leave them where they are. We have the touchpoint total here, the total score here. Now, the big question is, if this changes, will those fields automatically change? The answer is yes, they will. If this person were to have more interactions with the company and the score went up from 40 to 50, that will be reflected in the field as well. So you will be able to scroll up and see 50 here as well. Now that it is here as a field, if you need to create reporting, you would be able to do that now. Okay, so I just ran the sync after adding those new fields for the scores, and now we're going to go in and check and make sure we can see those fields as options. I am on the leads module. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and I do see them. Touchpoint total, total score. We're going to sync this every hour and save. I had to run the sync again after adding those two new fields. So now I should be able to go in and put a report together. And let's do that here. This is coming from the leads table, and we can see our two new fields here. So I added the company name, and then we're going to add the created time, meaning the time that the lead was created. Give it a title. You would want more data than just this, but I'm just going to go ahead and add enough for us to take a quick look. I'm going to hide these totals. Change the theme. Let's rename this I like to repeat the group labels or the label values, and then also add a horizontal line between each row. Apply. Okay. So if there's a score, you'll see it. If it's positive, negative, all of it is here. All right, guys, so what we just did was we took all of the leads that are in here, we populated scores, right? We have the score and then we have the touch point score. We calculated that, we created a field that will show you what that score is, but also give you the ability to create analytics on those fields. Now here's what I want to do. We see the score is 40 right now. Let's send an email, and then I'm also going to open that email. All right. I am going to refresh now that I have opened the email. And then we'll check the scores. 10 points were added because I opened the email. 10 points were added here as well. Another thing that you could do is add that new field into your view. I'm going to add the total score and the touch point total. Now we can see the scores here. All right, guys, so that will be all. If you have questions, don't be afraid to drop them in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer as many questions as I can. You can also join the community if you'd like to ask questions there and get input from others other than myself. I welcome all of you who are striving to know and understand Zoho better, to automate your systems, or if you're just kind of curious about Zoho and want to see if it would fit all of your business needs. All right, guys, until next time.